So after this function, let's say for example, I want to write a function to plot a sine wave of particular amplitude and frequency. I want to plot sine wave with some amplitude and frequency. So I'll write, so this is what I want to name this function, sine plot. So f is equal to sine plot of a comma b, bracket over. The a and b are two variables. A will be representing the amplitude of signal and B will be representing the frequency. So now let's write the function. In that I would be requiring T, and the equation of my function f is equal to, so it is 2 pi f into T. F represents frequency, so instead of f I am writing B. So 2 pi bt. Till here I have written the function. Now in this function I want to inbuilt the plot command. So I'll just do plot. On x-axis I want time, so t, and on y-axis I want to plot this function f. Right, so plot t comma f, and then we will end the function. You must remember that the script, the function must start with function word and must end with the end word. And now let's save this thing. So click it, save it. It popped up. I want to save it in this folder, and the name is automatically sine plot. So save it. So we have saved this sine function, and now let's just try to implement this thing. So now let's just write sine plot 1, the amplitude is 1 and the frequency is 2, and let's run. And there we go, the function is ready. Suppose instead of frequency 2, if you are in US and you want to plot the frequency of supply 60 and maybe the voltage is around 110. So there we go, it's 110 and 60 hertz frequency. If you are in India, the frequency is 50 hertz and supply is around 220 volt. So it's like this, and there we go. It's the waveform of voltage. So over here, instead of the sine plot, you can even name it as voltage plot or anything else like that, whatever you prefer. Now just imagine, what if we have not saved this function? Let me delete this function from that directory. This is the sine plot. I'm deleting it. I've deleted it. Close it. And now let's just try to plot the same thing. Undefined function or variable sine plot. Now again, if we save this thing, save as sine plot in the same folder, and now let's again try to run the same thing, and there we go. So this is how you can create whatever function you want to implement in MATLAB. Now let us check how keenly you have watched this video till now and how much you learned. There is a quick question for you and you must answer that question in comments below. And your question is this: what must be the first word in MATLAB function file? Your options are name of function, type of function, function, begin, end. These are the options. Just think and try to answer in comments below. Now we'll see another way of writing the function in MATLAB. Over here in the script file, whatever function we have written, we have given some specific name to this function. This function can be used as long as you have kept that file in your MATLAB folder. Now we are going to implement another function that is basically an anonymous function. You do not give any specific name to that function, and you just write that function for your same day calculations or your selected several calculations. So let us write some anonymous function. For example, f1 is equal to at the rate into bracket a. So with this at the rate into bracket a, we are defining that the variable in this function is a. And now we'll write the function. Let's say a square plus 5. So a square plus 5, it's our function. So let's enter. So it gives function handle with value. And now we'll go for different calculation for this function. For example, f of 3. Oh my god, the name of a function is f1. Sorry. So f1 of 3 is 14. For example, if we take another value f1 of 4, so it's 21. So over here you can see that our function f1 is stored like this. So this is another way to write the functions. Even you can write multiple functions and do your calculation as per your requirement. For example, I'm writing f2. So this is my function f2. And now if I want to find f2 of 3, that gives me 18. For example, if I want to find c is equal to f1 of 3 plus f2 of 3, and that gives me 32. So using this type of function, when you have to do short and small calculations, you can write the functions like this. Now another way to write this type of function is inline function. For that, let's clear this thing. So let's go for inline function. In this case, you need to write everything in line. For example, our function is f1 is equal to inline, and our function is a square plus 5 inverted comma. So this is our inline function f1 of a. Now you can write f1 of 3 is 14, f1 of 4, it's 21. So this is another way to write inline functions.